Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into some really significant AI developments that have just broken. We've pulled together insights from, various web sources, posts on X, trying to filter out the noise. We want to uncover the critical stuff, maybe some surprising details too. And this deep dive, it's really custom tailored for you. We're hitting three big areas today. First, Meta's very ambitious new move into superintelligence. Then a really interesting breakthrough in AI weather forecasting coming out of Europe. And finally, Cloudflare's new take on, well, how AI crawlers pay for content. Our mission here is simple: give you the essential info fast on what actually matters.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this first one. Some really eye-opening news from Meta. They've just launched a completely new division. It's called Meta Superintelligence Labs. And yeah, eye-opening because they're putting a massive amount of money into it. $14.3 billion. That's huge.
It really is a staggering figure.
Right. And their core focus, it's the pursuit of artificial general intelligence, AGI. The stated aim is actually to outthink humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're not just talking theory. They want this lab to drive real innovation, like new AI, apps, smart glasses, that sort of thing. But that dollar figure, 14.3 billion, does that scream confidence? Or is it maybe a bit of desperate urgency in this AGI race? What's your read?
Well, that's a great question. What's really fascinating here, I think, is the sheer scale of the ambition.
Yeah.
It positions them as making an incredibly bold bet on the future. And you're right, that kind of money isn't just an investment, it's a declaration, really. If we connect this to the wider industry, I mean, the success of something this big, it hinges not just on the tech breakthroughs, but really heavily on talent. And, the competition from rivals like OpenAI, that's fierce.
The talent war.
Exactly.
Right.
So this high cost, this battle for the best minds, it's definitely going to shape how AGI develops for everyone. It could very well become a, winner-take-most situation.
So thinking about the takeaway for you listening, it's not just about maybe getting slightly faster apps or cooler smart glasses down the line. It's that this level of investment, it directly speeds up the timeline for, well, potentially fundamental societal shifts, doesn't it?
Absolutely, from job markets to science.
Yeah, it puts human-level AI on an industrial kind of roadmap, and that's something we all need to keep an eye on. Okay, so from that really big picture, long-term vision of AGI, let's shift gears. Let's talk about something equally profound, maybe, but perhaps more immediately tangible. How AI is already changing something as basic as, well, the weather forecast. The European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts, ECMWF for short, they've just rolled out their new system. It's the AI forecasting system, or AIFS, and this is the ensemble version. Now, the benefits they're claiming here are, honestly, they sound almost unbelievable. 10 times faster weather predictions. Okay, that's impressive. But get this. Using an astounding 1,000 times less energy.
Yeah.
How is that even possible? I mean, that feels like science fiction for meteorology.
When I first saw those ECMWF numbers, I did a double take too. It really is a paradigm shift. The tech behind it, it's not just some magic black box. They're using advanced machine learning like neural nets. These are trained on just vast amounts of historical weather data, but crucially, they're also sort of guided by known physics equations.
Ah, okay. So it's a hybrid approach.
Exactly. That's key. It means the predictions aren't just statistically likely, they're also physically plausible. And that's how you get both the incredible speed and the accuracy, but with way, way less computing power needed. It's kind of like jumping from, I don't know, a horse-drawn carriage straight to a rocket ship for weather forecasting efficiency. It's that big a leap.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for you, the listener. Beyond just, a better forecast for your commute tomorrow, think bigger. The truly profound insight here is how this energy efficiency could democratize advanced weather prediction.
That's a critical point.
Right. Imagine developing nations, places that maybe couldn't afford the massive, energy-hungry supercomputers needed for traditional models. Suddenly, they could get access to this kind of precise, timely data.
Yeah, the potential impact on agriculture, on disaster preparedness, it's enormous.
It really could be revolutionary, potentially saving lives, protecting economies. It's like a green revolution in meteorology, but with this massive global ripple effect.
Okay, speaking of leveraging AI for big efficiency gains, let's pivot again. Our next story looks at how Cloudflare is trying to completely rethink, well, the economics of online content. Let's move into the world of content, monetization, an area where actually most of us interact with AI daily, maybe without realizing it. Cloudflare just announced a new initiative. It's called Pay Per Crawl. It's a marketplace, currently in private beta.
Right, pay per crawl. Interesting name. Yeah. And its purpose is pretty straightforward. let websites charge AI crawlers when they come to access content. This is basically a direct response to a pretty significant imbalance in how often these AIs crawl sites. I saw some numbers. OpenAI apparently crawls content 17,000 times more often than Google. 17,000?
That's a lot.
And Anthropic,
Wow.
73,000 times more. It's just a different scale altogether.
That disparity is really striking.
So how does Cloudflare plan to balance things? Letting creators maybe get paid, but without totally blocking access for AI, especially with those kinds of numbers.
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the multi-billion-dollar question for the internet's future. This initiative, it's effectively like a targeted paywall, but specifically for the bots,
Sure.
for AI. Stepping back, the bigger picture here is that this move has potentially huge implications for how content gets monetized. And it feeds right into that whole ongoing debate about fairness. How should creators be compensated when their work trains these massive AI models?
Right, the value exchange.
It's exactly. The challenge, though, is adoption. Will the AI companies actually pay? Will this model work? Its success really depends on, well, whether the AI crawlers play ball and finding that tricky balance, fair compensation versus, making sure AIs can still learn without bankrupting their developers. And there are ethical questions, too.
So thinking about the direct impact for you listening, Cloudflare's model here, it might just reshape your internet experience, maybe in ways we don't fully see yet. On one hand, maybe it leads to higher quality content because creators actually get paid for AI use.
That's the hope, I suppose.
But on the other hand, does it risk creating a kind of two-tiered internet? One still largely free for humans, but increasingly paywalled for AI.
That's a definite concern.
It's a bold experiment, no doubt. Could really redefine how you get information from AI systems down the road.
Okay, so we've got these three big distinct developments. Let's try and tie them together a bit. There's a trending topic on X right now, hashtag AI revolution. And you can kind of see why, right? You combine the excitement around Meta's huge AGI bet.
The ECMWF weather breakthrough, which is just amazing.
Yeah, the efficiency gains there are incredible.
And then this Cloudflare paper crawl idea shaking up content economics. It all feels significant. A lot of posts are calling it a new AI era. The general vibe seems pretty positive, people exploring new uses. What kind of specific discussions are you seeing bubble up under that hashtag AI revolution tag? Any interesting angles?
Yeah, it's not all just hype, though the excitement is definitely there. We're seeing some really practical debates emerging. For instance, there was a lively thread talking about the sheer cost of Meta's AGI dream. Not just the $14 billion, but the ongoing infrastructure, the energy needed.
Right, is even $14 billion enough?
Exactly. People are asking that. And then with Cloudflare, you see users debating, well, will AI models really pay? Or they'll just find ways around it.
The classic cat and mouse game.
Precisely. Between content owners and, content users, even if the users are AI, it really highlights that while AI's influence is expanding like crazy, there are these very real practical hurdles and ethical knots to untangle.
Absolutely. So these three things, the huge AGI ambition, the green revolution in weather tech, and this new content monetization model. Yeah, together they paint a really vivid picture, don't they? A technology just rapidly reshaping, everything. So we've covered a fair bit of ground today, from Meta's grand vision for AGI
The big picture stuff.
to the very practical, immediate benefits of ECMWF's new weather system.
Yeah, the AIFS impact.
And the shifting sands of content economics with Cloudflare's paper crawl. It's pretty clear AI is reshaping industries, our daily lives, at a speed that feels faster than ever.
Unprecedented, really.
Yeah. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. As we watch these huge leaps forward, this new AI era seemingly dawning, how much does the actual real-world impact, the future direction of all this powerful tech, how much does it truly depend on the stuff happening just beneath the headlines?
The unseen forces.
Right. The talent wars, the massive infrastructure build-outs needed, the constant push and pull over content value and ethics. How much do those factors ultimately steer the ship? Something to think about.